Hi, Miss Deniz.
Hi.
Hello, Deniz. Hello. Hello. Two Deniz. Are we going to call one of you Derin and the other one Deniz?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, Deniz and Derin. Nice to meet you. How are you?
We're
We're
fine.
fine.
The
How
same.
about you?
School business.
Yeah, I'm also fine. Yes. How can I help you?
We have some questions for our interview. You know, we are in the Media and Journalism Club. So we arranged some reportage with our principals, vice principals. So we wanted to ask a few questions to you. So let's start. Our first question is, when did you decide to become an educator? Is there a specific reason, person, or event that affected your decision?
Well, in fact, I wasn't planning to be an educator, first of all, but my father insisted. It was always his plan for me to be a teacher because this was his ideal, and he insisted me to choose a university that can teach English as a second language. That's why after my university exam, I listened to my father and I decided to go to Istanbul University English language teaching department. And I graduated from that university and then I became a teacher with the help of my father, to be honest.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Second question is, how do you think quarantine affected students' enthusiasm to study or educational ambition these days?
Well, it has two sides. This online education is beneficial for some students. I can see that some students prefer to work individually. They were not distracted by their friends. You know, in a classroom, if a student has less concentration, then they were attracted by their friends. So they were not listening carefully. But when they are alone in a room, there's no one around, so they were easy to follow. And those students became more successful in this system. But the majority, the most of the students couldn't get the most beneficial part of it because they are alone, they are bored, and they can't concentrate in front of the screen most of the time. I totally agree with those students because if I were them, I wouldn't be able to be really very concentrated on the screen. I can understand them. So the majority of the students lost really important parts because they couldn't get face-to-face contact with the teacher. They couldn't ask sometimes the questions that they are in their minds at that time. They have to wait for a while to ask. So I feel like these 1.5 years time is a loss in a way. For some students, it can be beneficial, but for the most of the ones, it wasn't. So we have to work hard when we come to face-to-face education time.
Yeah. And our third question is, how did the coronavirus affect your principal activities, your profession, and its daily routines?
Well, of course, first of all, we are alone in school. Most of the time, we are feeling demoralized, demotivated, because when there are students around, the teachers around, this is where you live, and without them, life is so boring. First of all, we lost our motivation, and we tried to get connected through the internet online system, and it was really difficult for us. I can't reach the teachers, I can't reach the students whenever I want. I can't walk around the corridors and see what's going on. we always have to follow the online part of it. And it's not easy. As a principal here, I'm trying to reach the students from their homes. And it's not easy. So we can't work effectively, to be honest. And also, lots of people are coming in to my room to meet. And I have to take my precautions because of the virus at the same time. And this is also really because you're alone in your houses. Okay, the students are in their houses, the teachers are in their homes.
Yeah, we are protected.
We are in school and people are coming, going. I'm always careful with those teachers if they are wearing their masks, and I have to go to the toilet and wash my hands all the time. I have to take some air into the room all the time. This is also making me, demotivated at the same time. This is not something that I've experienced before. I'm trying to take my precautions because of the virus. And also I'm really demotivated because I can't do my job properly because the students and teachers are not here. But on the other side, when I look at the positive side of it, we are following this online program very carefully. That's what I can see and what I hear from students, from parents. We're doing it as much in our best way. That's what I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other question is, if everything returns to normal in the coming years and we go to school as usual, will our trips and activities abroad continue? For example, will Denmark exchange project continue?
Yeah. Once everything goes back to normal, Çevre will go back to normal as well. All our activities, all our trips, exchange programs, or social activities, they will be back. But we have to wait for a while because I feel like the next year's first term will be a difficult term as well. As we can see that the numbers of the cases still increase.
Yeah, sure.
But maybe the second term, 2022, second term, I think everything will go back to normal because the vaccination issue will increase. More people will be vaccinated, and then things will go quite normal as far as I can imagine. But
hopefully,
this is also something that is important for us because our 12th grade students, when they leave school, they will all be getting some extra activities from our school, such as Destination Imagination, the robotic clubs, even talent nights, or some sports days. You don't know those kind of activities, but we have lots of big organizations that the students are holding. So these will be squeezed, because they won't have enough time to do them all, but we will try to do especially all of these activities for 11th and 12th graders. Before they leave school, they have to get the advantage of all these activities. So what will happen to 11th and 12th graders? They will be offered all these trips, all these international projects, all these social activities in school, because I want them to experience these activities before they go to university. That's what we promised. So we have to keep our promise. So 12th graders even, because normally our 12th graders, they never ever have those activities. I'm sure you have heard of it.
Yeah, we know.
Our 12th graders are only getting their science and maths lessons or Turkish and maths classes. They don't have PE, they don't have art classes, they have nothing, even no English for them. But I believe that these 12th graders, this year's 11th graders, when they are going to be 12th graders, we have to offer all of them to those students because they will be missing and they will be leaving. So before they leave, they have to get their MUN activities, they have to do their robotic activities, or as I said, social activities. We have to, organize all of these for them. So they'll be very busy next year.
Yeah,
That's great.
You're lucky. You're ninth graders, right?
yeah, we are ninth graders.
You're quite lucky because you will still have time to get these advantages.
Yeah.
In 10th grade, the second term, 11th grade, 12th grade, you will still have time. So you will enjoy the school at those years.
Yeah, we hope so, yes. And I think our last question is related to what did you say? So we know that being an English teacher was your previous profession. So we are guessing that English lessons were definitely your cup of tea at high school. And also, we think that you were self-disciplined, hardworking, and having leadership skills. As a result, how did you guys improve those? Were these with social projects and activities that you attended?
Well, I was a good English teacher, and I was really disciplined.
Yeah.
But I know that the students at this, okay, they were very, I was a strict one, but they loved me. Still, a strict teacher can be loved.
Yeah.
That's what I improved, what I showed my other friends. So English language teaching, education is very important. That's what I believe. And I always try to upgrade the level of English in our school. That's how I lead and founded the operations, TOEFL and IELTS classes, that those lessons needed to be given, and that we started teaching TOEFL and IELTS classes maybe 6 or 7 years ago. That's how we started. And now I can see that our students really, and we have a perfect team, by the way. The English department, I believe, that's what I always tell, they are the best teachers in Istanbul. That's what I believe. Not only in high school, but also in primary and in our kindergarten groups, we have really very experienced teachers in the group. Sometimes I call them dinosaurs, me myself, because we have been teaching for very, very long time. This is my 20, I mean, I started teaching in 1993. So this means how many years? Maybe more than
More than 35 years.
So I started to teach in Doğuş College in 1993. So this means it's been a long time. So that makes us a dinosaur, like the other teachers in high school, except Seda. She was a very brilliant. She was a brilliant teacher teaching in upper primary, and then we transferred her to high school. Now she's a great teacher.
Yeah.
So that's what we are trying to do: show the young generation how to teach, how to be responsible, how to be a leader, because the teacher is also a leader in the classroom.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm the leader of the teachers and the students, but when I was a teacher, I was the leader in that class. So I believe that a teacher should have some fun in the classroom, shouldn't be always very boring.
Yeah,
sometimes we need to be boring, but sometimes we have to get the students' attention and make them laugh a little bit and play some games. I mean, we should balance those things. That's what I was doing when I was a teacher. And of course, I can easily keep the class quiet with my look, I guess, only. I don't have to shout
I
them.
think your power.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at them, and they know that they needed to be quiet because it was the time to start learning.
Yeah,
Or I was, I was strict with my rules. So, okay, when it was time to go out and play in the garden, they can. And they knew that when it was time to control homework, or homework was something that they have to do, there was no question about that. From the beginning, that was my rule. Okay, you're going to listen to the lesson carefully, and you're going to do your homework. And I was always, in my classes, I was always repeating And that was maybe the key to teach, because repetition, you know, checking always what I have already taught was my first step in the classroom. In the first 10 minutes or maybe I was always repeating the last lesson. What we have learned was my first question.
Yeah,
So I was asking one by one, especially the vocabulary, because in English, first you need to learn a lot of words.
Yeah, to make a sentence and
I was putting more importance to vocabulary than grammar in my classes. So they were teaching, they were learning a lot of vocabulary, and I was always checking if they remember or not. And one more thing, I was always having pop quizzes, you know. And as you can understand, Çevre High School's exam calendar shows my style, because I'm always on giving many exams to students. Because the more you give exam, the more you can understand. Yes, that's what you gain. You study more and then you motivate yourself with the exam, because that's how we can understand the missing parts of the students. And then, of course, work on the missing parts.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's my story, girls.
Yeah, I think this was the end of the questions and the reportage. Thank you for joining us and spending your time to us. So goodbye.
I'm so happy to be with you. You can, you know, ask or visit me whenever you want. My door is always open for your new ideas or new wishes. The door is always open. Thank you for being my students.
Thank you for being our president.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Thank you.